Hey, Bill Vasey here. Thanks for watching this video on creating cable tray specifications for Plant 3D. Within the specification editor, use the File menu to create a new specification. Enter a new specification name and click Create. Next, use the File menu to open a catalog. There are numerous cable tray catalogs. We'll use the aluminum. Once the catalog is loaded, all of the primary properties are displayed for cable tray components. We'll be using these properties to refine or query all of the components we elect to add to specifications. Start in the material code and find pipe. We must add pipe to every specification because, after all, this is a piping package repurposed for electrical design. Once pipe is added, then let's go focus on the straight sections. So SS is the material code for straight sections. There are a lot of straight sections, so let's use another property to refine our search. Let's start out by choosing the rail height, which is defined under schedule. We'll use 7H for the 7-inch high rail. There are other rails, 4 through 7, but this spec is just going to be for 7-inch components. Next, we use the design pressure factor to go find the rung spacing or the bottom type of the tray. We'll use the 9 rung spacing. The pressure class, here we'll see the reference to NEMA, where we have a 20-foot span that's capable of NEMA C code or 100 pounds per foot loading. I'll add a 20-foot section and a 10-foot section to the specification. That's determined by the long description for each of the components. Now let's pivot to fittings, and if we have rung ladder type straight sections, then I'm going to choose the ladder type or LDR for fittings. All of the parts went away because I had it limited to the straight sections, but now we want to look at all fittings once again. To refine fittings, we're going to go back to the pressure class where straights were based upon NEMA classification. The fittings are based upon their radius. Elbows have 12-inch radiuses, 24-inch, and 36. That refines us down to all 24-inch radius fittings, a nice short list. From this list, we can select all of the fittings that we would like to include. In this case, we'll select most of the fittings, leaving the not so popular 30 and 60 degree elbows behind. Select all the components and click the Add to List. The last component, which is mandatory for cable tray, is a splice plate. Let's clear the filters and use the material code to go find the SP first. This will display all of these splice plates that exist. We're just going to go after the 7-inch rail height as found under the schedule and add that to the list. Now we can join our fittings, straight sections with these splice plates. The part use priority column for the specification, all of the parts have a warning on them because the preferences were not set. When it comes to cable tray, you can just set them all to be resolved. As users, you're going to be picking each and every part as you place them, so priority really is not an issue. Just remember, your spec must have pipe. And a pro tip, if you check the remove from spec on some of the sizes just for pipe, that will limit your offering within the specifications itself for all components. Hit the save button to save the spec. At that point, it can be added to any of your projects. And we'll close all to end this video. Thanks for watching how to create a cable tray specification for Plant 3D using ELECTROWorx.